Hey guys, welcome back to the Drifter Journey channel. I'm Jess, and today we are going to talk about one of the best water filters for van life. So there's a lot of different options out there for water filtration systems, and we've gone back and forth ourselves between whether we get a standalone unit or something that's built into our water system. So today we're going to show you what we finally are going to test for our system, which is the Essential Water Filtration Kit by rvwaterfilterstore.com. So this essential kit is $139.95 on their website, and we will link it below so that you guys can shop around a little bit and see what they have. They have a bunch of different units on their website, so something might work for you. Essentially what this kit comes with is 2 filtration canisters where you insert 1 sediment filter into one of them, and then 1 carbon filter into the other, and then you screw these units into this mounting bracket basically, and then you can either have this just setting out, or you can actually mount it to this piece which mounts to the wall of your van, or if you have your stuff in like a cabinet or a box or a bin or something somewhere, then you can use that. What I'm going to do right now is just kind of talk about the unit and put it together at the same time. So it comes with instructions, but it seems fairly self-explanatory. It comes with 2 O-rings, and they are stapled to the invoice. So we're just going to open these. The kit comes with 1 O-ring for each canister, and it looks like you just set it down in the canister there. Same for this one. Like so. Now it's very clear on this unit where the sediment filter goes versus the carbon filter. If you're familiar with water filtration systems, then you know the sediment filter goes first. If you didn't know, now you do. Basically the idea of a water filtration system is it pulls out large pieces first and then filters fine material. So your sediment filter is going to go in the first canister here. So this kit comes with 2 of these. It says on their instructions that they should be replaced every 6 months or so. Most units will actually give you a recommendation for replacement of their filters for gallons actually, so how many gallons it can filter. I think it just kind of depends on the type of water you're filtering. So if you're always in places with low quality water or a lot of sediment, then you're probably going to have to change it out more often. The good news is you can buy a 2-pack of these sediment filters on the website for $7.95. They're not very expensive. So this just sets in here, and there's kind of a raised piece down in the bottom there that helps you get it centered. And just gonna screw this on. So it says to hand tighten like this, and then it comes with a pipe wrench basically, and it just kind of goes around and will tighten snug. Greg will probably want to give that a little cinch later. So it says water input canister below for sediment filter. So this is going to be our in. If I'm filling the water from some fill station, it's going to go in here. It's going to filter in through the sediment filter, and then it's go into this one, which is going to be our carbon filter. So let's get this one out. Carbon filters are a little more expensive, so a replacement carbon filter is $24.95 on the website. Not too big of a deal. Again, I think it's lifetime, just kind of depends on the type of water you're filtering, but the idea behind this filter is that it filters out chlorine, heavy metals, bad taste, bad odors. So this one seems like it's more of a, if your water starts tasting off, check this filter. You can open this one back up and you can see if there's sediment in it, the sediment filter, but the carbon filter may not be as obvious if it's going bad. So put this one together now. That's hand tight. Use the wrench. Okay, so that's basically assembly for us. Now the next step would be, it comes with screws and this mounting bracket like I said, so you can see that there's 8 holes on top of this canister unit, and you could potentially screw this plate onto the canisters and then you'd be able to mount this to your wall. So I'm going to show you how we have our water system set up and explain why we're not going to mount this into our van. Essentially what we do is we have a 9-gallon onboard water tank, and that fuels into our sink. So we have a water pump that pumps water into our sink and then it drains out the floor of the van. To fill our 9-gallon onboard water tank, we have these 7-gallon water cans, jerry can style, and this makes our water very expandable and transportable. So I'm gonna walk you guys to the back of the van and show you guys how our water system's set up and how we're gonna be utilizing the RVWaterFilterStore.com filter that we have here, the Essential Water Filter Kit. Alright, so here we are at the back of the van. So essentially what is going to happen when we fill up our water using the RVWaterFilterStore.com water is we will have used our water filter with a hose from the campground or water spigot, or whatever we have found as our water source. We will have filled up our 7-gallon water jerry can here, and then we're going to put that purified water into our water system. So what we do is we basically set the jerry can up onto the bed, and then we have this tube that goes all the way back in front of the wheel well there. We've got our 9-gallon fresh water tank, and we use a funnel and we just fill it up. So we could build this system so that the RV Water Filter Store filter is in line. However, we really like the fact that we can fill our tank with the jerry cans. Some people may say that it's kind of a pain and that we don't really have the mobility or the convenience that others do, but it is actually really convenient for us because we can carry this jerry can to wherever we're getting water rather than having to park right next to where the water is available. So using this unit as a standalone unit so that we can carry it around and then using it to filter water into our jerry cans, I think is going to work really well for us. So the question will be, does it actually make the water taste better? We will find out here in a minute. Quick disclosure, we were given this water filter for free from RVWaterFilterStore.com in order to provide our open and honest feedback to you wonderful people, our followers, as we always do. Alright guys, so I'm in a campground here. We're in Southern California and all of the campgrounds are shut down, so it is empty, but there is a beautiful sunset happening back there. And we are going to filter some of the water from the spigot here in this campground. So even though the campground's closed, the water is still on. And so I'm gonna set this up real quick. One thing that I forgot to tell you guys, I read the directions after I assembled the unit, and it does say to rinse the carbon filter for about 5 minutes before you install it in order to get all of the extra particles and stuff from manufacturing off. So I have done that. Just make sure that you do too, otherwise you might experience more flavors in your water than you'd like. And so for the sake of our testing purposes, I'm just going to fill up a gallon jug of water because we don't need a full thing right now. So I have this, I'm going to empty it out, and then we're going to go ahead and fill it up with our RVWaterFilterStore.com water filter.
So as you saw, you need a hose that can screw onto a spigot. Otherwise, it just sprays all over the place. So we are at a friend's house and hooked up a little connector here, and we will fill some water up. I already cheated and primed it a little bit, so it took a second first go around, but that's how that works. You could put a hose on the other end if you need to, you know, if you're going to run this inline, or you need to get it to your thing, but works just fine for us. Taste test time. Clean water. So this is the essential water filter kit, as was said in the beginning. $140. We have a link below if you're looking to get one. It has a 1 micron filter, and then it goes into a 1/2 micron filter, which I checked our water pump for backpacking, and that's actually a 0.2 micron filter, so it's pretty darn close to that, and we pump some pretty nasty water with that. So I would imagine you could get some pretty dirty water through this and get a good result on the other end. They do make, I believe it's called the Baja kit. I think it goes for 450 or 500 bucks. It ends up putting a 3rd canister on, and that thing's gnarly. I think you can take any water you want and put into that. So if you are in the market for a crazy system, they have it for you there too. So like I said, links below. If you need to buy any, check it out. Good stuff. One thing I would say, you know, we hadn't had this at the time when we were building the van, but if I knew I was gonna have it, I would have planned and built it in line. I think it would work after our pump to pump straight clean water through the sink, so we could just fill our tank and then pump it through here into the sink. But I don't know if we'll go and retrofit at this point, just because we have pretty tight tolerances everywhere. So if you are in the build process, think about this ahead of time. If you have any questions, drop them below. Please leave comments. Thanks for supporting us, and we appreciate you.